We all came here as strangers, but we're leaving as friends. The ties that now bind us, every woman, every man. We're sisters and we're brothers, by our conscience we are led, standing tall, connected by a common thread. 'Cause we are union, we share this common thread. We are union, in our hearts and in our heads. We are union, we face the fights ahead. We are union, and we share this common thread.
Hallelujah. The sexual harassment, especially in the workplaces, and I'm saying to you, you can fight and stop it.
You cannot have substantial part of your workers not liberated economically and socially and hope to achieve democracy.
We teach them how to make a dialogue with their family, to allow for their daughters to be a member in women committees.
I am the coordinator of the youth project funded by the CLC. The main goal is to let them know that they have very important role in the future.
We're not only focusing on the women in the labor force only, but we're focusing on violence against women or family pro-abuse.
Tenemos que luchar para que las mujeres seamos reconocidas a todos los niveles.
Dalit women are the most exploited group. They face discriminated as Dalits, laborers, and further as Dalit women.
Este é espaço onde nós queremos que seja mesmo espaço de convívio para todos e espaço que vai forjar a unidade entre os trabalhadores e as comunidades.
Gerdau decided that he wanted to get rid of 150 workers. They did not declare laid off. Instead of that, they suggested to the workers to get some money and sign a letter like they were resigning.
60% of the world's mining companies are based in Canada. Large internationals like Vale and Rio Tinto have operations around the world. They can very easily put more pressure on Canadian workers to make greater concessions.
Health and safety is our first line of defense, right? And offense at the same time. Shouldn't it be mandatory that our leaders, right, as we're looking up to them, that they have some insight and they have a stake?
Mais de plus en plus, les gens se rendent compte que les grands enjeux de négociation pour améliorer les conditions de travail, les conditions de vie, bien souvent ça se négocie à l'échelle internationale.
The constant struggle to confront privatization and put in place public services as commonwealth, as not-for-profit extensions of universal right to water, we would argue right to Medicare, right to education. We remain very challenged around the planet.
We are expecting 60,000 people are going to be displaced. With our collaboration with CLC, PSCAC and CAW, we have been motivating people to know the health hazards of these thermal power plants. If they don't want us to live here, so let them tell where to go. Shall we go to the sea and die, or shall we live? If we want to live, we need land.
A lot of workers were retrenched, the companies were closing. The question was, where are these people now? When we discovered that these people were selling their goods in different parts of the country, we realize that for us to function well as a labor movement, we also have to organize them.
The women who are organized to work together, if they have a problems, they share that problems so that they solve that problem.
Street vendors are constantly being harassed. They are not recognized as workers, and they are constantly being chased off the streets, and every time that happens they lose their livelihoods.
She's fighting to have a social security and to respect her job that she is doing.
Desde Colombia, ajá. A pesar de mil mandatos nada cambia todavía. Engendros del gobierno con su gran psicología. Esto no para mi rey y no es.
But I hope by the end of the week, when you leave here, to recognize the importance of the solidarity that exists among our 50-something affiliates in the Canadian Labour Congress. I know our sisters and brothers from afar will share with you the rich experience in their own struggle, but I hope at the same time you will learn from their struggle. Despite the odds, they struggle every single day to build a trade union movement, a vibrant one, a democratic one.
Labour International Development Program is one way that we bring trade unions that do international solidarity into one group.
I've been spending the last 5 years in Bolivia working at the union training school. SIDA has been cut off all the financial support to the programs that we were doing in Bolivia.
It's not charity. Solidarity is an act of mutual support and a recognition that our struggles are global struggles.
It was a real surprise for me because I didn't realize that the school would organize international guests. It's great to know that the Canadian Labour Congress, CAW, have put programs in place that is building solidarity.
And we are going to take back to Zimbabwe what we've learned here and try maybe to educate our fellow employees.
We came to know about the developed country, about their trade union, and they came to know what we are doing in our country.
The more globalized corporations can play checkers with communities and resources around the world, the harder and harder it's going to be for us to hold them to the highest standards here in Canada.
We can imagine coming from Canada that maybe we're okay, we're developed, we're a rich country. You know, we've got some skeletons in our closet, one of the biggest of them being the realities of Aboriginal people in our own country. We've got rich-poor disparities and the challenges of big companies today that can arrive from one day to the next and demand that a group of workers cut its contract by 50% or else the company will pack up and go elsewhere.
Alors, les organisations syndicales ont un rôle essentiel pour aider des partenaires, leur vis-à-vis au Sud, à eux-mêmes s'impliquer dans les processus démocratiques. Dans les pays comme la Colombie, où on sait qu'il y a plusieurs syndicalistes, travailleurs qui sont tués.
Through the LIDP, last 5 years, we reached 256,000 workers. That's gone now. Our AIDS program in Africa that has saved probably countless lives is now at risk because the government has decided that because they don't like us, they don't want to help fund us in assisting workers in Africa or in Burma or in Colombia and Peru and other places like that. This is a time for all workers to work real hard at strengthening their solidarity, confronting conservatism, and for us to deal with the reductions in CETA funding and to replace that money and to increase our international work because it's never been more important.
The situation of the cutbacks with the Canadian government is very depressing, but it's not the end of the world. We need to be very strong in our resolve to continue our links in international solidarity.
What you're fighting for here is something that is not just in Canada either. It is around the world because our international solidarity is oh so important in that struggle.
They should support their union's international solidarity funds, and they should encourage their members of parliament to rethink their strategy in the developing world, and to not just assist Canadian corporations to locate there, but to also assist communities to cope and have and understand and gain from the experience that we in Canada already have.
تضامنوا معنا, which means have solidarity with us.
Solidarity forever. Wote tujiunge pamoja, wafanyikazi wote tujiunge pamoja, wafanyikazi wote tujiunge pamoja, kinge hatari.
We all came here as strangers, but we're leaving as friends. The ties that now bind us, every woman, every man. We're sisters and we're brothers, by our conscience we are led, standing tall, connected by a common thread. 'Cause we are union, share this common thread. We are union in our hearts and in our heads. We are union, we face the fights ahead. We are union, and we share this common thread.